So I recorded this first impression all the way back in April, and when I was editing Ape Escape, my intention was to try to immediately edit this and then put it together. I was burnt out when I finished Ape Escape, so I apologize if a lot of stuff in here ends up being outdated, considering it's just a few months old. With that said, please enjoy the double feature. Greetings everyone, it is me, GigaLem, and you're probably wondering, why the heck are you playing Freedom Planet again? Well, I'm here to talk about a specific mod that basically reverts the earliest version of Freedom Planet's demo to a pre-alpha build as seen by some old footage that has been archived on YouTube. This is, this is the pre-alpha Replica. It is based on a demo that is supposedly no longer around, as according to Sabrina herself. It seems that she's lost the original demo before the first public stage demo. So, if you're wondering how much of a fan game it was until it became its own thing, well, let's find out. This mod was created by NotsoDevy, a fan game developer and such that has been developing fan games and other things for quite some time, such as some I want to say some ARG stuff and such, but this is one of the things they've developed and released like not too long ago. And I figured I'd cover a couple of noteworthy Freedom Planet fan games or mods that exist, because we're finally in a year where we can rest easy knowing we actually have a release date for the game's sequel, to show how far we've come since the days of, well, early Freedom Planet. And on top of that, we are technically at the game's 8th anniversary coming up in July. And yes, this relies on the same control scheme as original Freedom Planet's original demos. The only thing they couldn't recreate is the original invincibility theme. Also, there is a glitch associated with this. There will be a volume warning when I use this. Shoot. Talk about good usage of the invincibility, huh, Giga? Anyways, volume warning. Yeah, that's a bit of a bug with it, so I'm going to have to lower it in post. It's probably bleeding through my headphones and such. Ugh. Thank goodness. I can finally unlower the volume for that. And I don't think I can do the switch skip, because in these versions of Freedom Planet, like the oldest versions, nope, it's back to you, ear rape. So yeah, as you can tell, there's a lot of things here. that are very reminiscent of the game's early days. For example, you have rings in this game. However, they're used for health rather than in something you collect. In terms of what would be stuff you collect and power up, well, that would be the crystals. So yeah, before there were health petals, there was rings, and so of course we have the Snake Mount, who's a lot harder given Lilac has a much more limited moveset. And it will take a lot longer, and it will be a lot tougher to fight because of the lack of other moves. So yeah, if I'm honest, I'm missing Lilac's more extensive moveset. Almost say expensive, but yep, here it is. So yeah, NotsoDevy, if you're watching this, there's a audio glitch with this. So yeah, the music you're hearing was also present in the original game's demo. And this version of the game, at least seen from the game's demo footage, had let me see. It had placeholder music for the stages and one of the bosses. And of course, to show its original Sonic roots before the change to independent IP, it had an act system. After a mini-boss, the music will change to an act. Well, to the second act and such. And let you look at that. We have, brown roofs instead of blue. I'm not sure how much those roofs, stayed brown. We need a little bit more speed. Like that. The reason why I say this is pretty impressive because the reason why I don't see any mods made for Freedom Planet 1 is because of the engine it was built off of. While people will be developing games for Sonic Worlds even still, Click Team Fusion isn't exactly an engine that I see too many people flock to. If there are those that can manage it, I mean, I applaud them. But I do not envy those that have to decode and debug with this thing. Because from what I've heard, ClickTeam is kind of a nightmare to work with, and it has its own limits, and that's probably exactly why Spade and Torque never got their fully promised DLC, and why they're going to be waiting a good while before we can actually see them in a proper game. I'm not entirely sure if what I just did there was intended, but yeah. So this is technically another look back on a demo, but since this is a new thing that was fan made, well, I figured I'd look at it, and I wonder what other things people can do with Freedom Planet's demo, or possibly the full game. Yep, that enemy always gets me. And yes, we had normal... We actually had bubbles and such. We actually had to hold up to swim. But yeah. And of course, because this is a pre-alpha replica, we also have the boss right here. So of course, here's the Snake Mount in the proper boss form. This music comes from Latel. From what I've heard, Latel is supposedly an MMO. I'm not entirely sure. But I remember that, Sabrina was a fan of that game during, before the days of developing Freedom Planet. The other two songs are Dragonfire and Battle on the Holy Plain from Dragon Seed, a game developed by Jalico. And, music is pretty darn good. It is a pretty darn good soundtrack. I've never played that game in particular. I only know the music because of the Freedom Planet's earliest days. And this isn't the only game we're going to be looking at in terms of Freedom Planet's earliest days and such. Okay, I wonder if this glitch works. Oh no, they patched out the slowdown glitch. And that demo only took us around 10 minutes of me stuttering and... I think the pause kind of... I think the pause made it so that Lilac couldn't exactly get up there. Well, that's another bug I've recorded. So I will see you when we actually see. The character's even waiting too. Nope, I can't control the character. The game. Okay. I'm going to see you when we see the character Dragon Boost upwards. And before anyone asks, this was also back before Lilac had a voice actor. Her placeholder voice clips were Marina from Mission Makers. And if you do find that game in the shop and it's not too expensive, grab it, because that game ain't going to get another digital re-release due to Marina's ownership. I can't move, Lilac. I just have to cut to getting the actual successful take. Back in a moment. So, let's see if we can actually get the proper end screen to appear this time, because I think pausing disabled the movement or something. There we go, that's what's supposed to happen. I don't know what constitutes the skill bonus, but yeah. So yeah, that is about it. I do want to thank NotsoDevy for creating this mod, and all the other people in this credit screen. I actually do know one of the people. Well, not know him, but I am in another server with them. Beniscar is their name. But yeah, that's about it for the Freedom Planet pre-alpha demo. We're going to move on to the next demo in our lineup, and this one got recently updated, rather. And that is FP Debut, or Freedom Planet Debut. So, back in a moment. And now we're here for the second game of our FP Alpha themed double feature. And this one is a fan game that's in development. This is not a mod. And let's say there's some polish that still needs to be done. It's using its own framework. And on top of that, it's not even saving features. It's also a bit too sensitive, even at 70 sensitivity. So yeah. I also had to use Joy the Key just to get this to control, and let's just say with the controls currently set right now, let's say that I had to use the D-pad this time because playing it with the control stick was not working out, and it was a bit too sensitive around the down input. Also, for some reason, this screen slows the heck down. And I'm trying to select Carol. I cannot select Carol. I don't think she's ready yet. But this is a updated version of the game. And we're going to be playing through Relic Maze, I hope on normal, because let's just say... With a more limited moveset, it's a little bit more difficult to try to play this game on hard. Also, I was not expecting this, but hey, it is what it is. So, yeah. So, yeah, let me get this ready. For some, even though I said on normal, the game doesn't seem to save its options, so I'm gonna have a bit of trouble here. I'm gonna have quite a bit of trouble playing through this because I clearly selected normal. The game is still on hard. But for this demo tends to have more tends to have a bit more let's say it tends to have the more later movesets into it. Freedom Plant debut is a bit more themed after the game's demos, and the idea is more based around if the final product resembled its betas a little bit more. Meaning that, again, we're in the control of Hedgehog Lilac. Lilac's original design. And for this version of the demo, we have 2 playable characters. Oh, and if you notice that, yeah, I noticed that too. There's still some, like, there's a bit of polish issues this game tends to have. And for this game, for this fan game that's based off of beta, Lilac tends to be the harder to play character for good reason. The more limiting movesets. And of course, on top of that, there are also a bit more visual bugs that this game tends to have. I do want to know what they're using to make this game because I'd be impressed if they're still using Click Team, because I've heard of horror stories where people have switched off of Click Team and have not missed it since they moved to other engines like Godot or Unity. But I really wish they were not subscription based, because it makes it much harder to enter the indie scene. But yeah. We're playing Relic Maze, a stage that was never made playable in this format to the public. The only time those other than Strife got to play this version of the stage was those that backed the Kickstarter enough to become an alpha tester. And looking through the alphas, it's amazing how development of the game was going for a while. Because looking at Freedom Plant's betas and such, there's a lot that can be dug up from the game's alpha days up until what it eventually became. That summer of I'm never going to forget that summer of 2014. But yeah. This also relies on beta rules, which means you need to use a little bit more momentum to use the Dragon Boost. Also, you remember the block monster? He no longer goes down instantly if you hit him with the block. Like, you can't use the push block to kill it. Let me see if I can show it off. Yeah, goes right through it. And those poison blobs do hurt. Like, it'll always go into fire, poison blobs, then flamethrower. So, it's going to take a bit to defeat it. Now, the original version of this, the 1.0 version, it was in 4x3, taken more after its Tell you more after its 2012, 2013 demo incarnation. Darn it, I was trying to get the one. I was trying to get the one, what's it? The one, Star card, that's the name. My mind blanked. But yeah. There are also quite a few glitches. There's one I didn't get to show, and I was going to show the original 1.0 version of this, but since this got an update, I figured why not cover this version because it has another playable character. Now I know what you're thinking. No, you cannot perform the truck skip. I've tried. At least in an older build. The game kills you for trying to skip the truck. So yeah, you have to fight this the old-fashioned way. And let's just say fighting this the old-fashioned way is a bit difficult. So it's middle, and then end, wait for it to strike, and then attack it. Lather, rinse, repeat. Did not intend to do that, but that was still pretty cool. So it will take a while to kill the bosses considering you're running off of old rules. It's probably my best run yet, because I'm usually left with no HP against this boss. But yeah. And again, speaking of old rules, Lilac does hover in midair a little bit before dragon boosting. She does not stay stationary on the ground like she does in the final. And I've checked up there. There's nothing up there. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna pause for a moment, and then we'll be back with Act 2. Alright. Alright, I had it. Yeah. So used to using the stick that I forgot. Oh yeah, I set the inputs to D-pad. So yeah. Now we're in Relic Maze Act 2, and if you're I'm not I could be me, but I don't think I think the Act card should at least appear if you're on Act 2 and such. Also, this particular remix. This version of the song is basically a remix that was meant for a cancelled Sonic fan game, Sonic Zero. Sonic Zero was also using the same framework Freedom Plant 1 would use. And as such, you could see even some Freedom Plant advertising in here. Also, what's this doing here? But yeah. Ugh. But in terms of where that theme was going to be used, supposedly Hedgehog Lilac was going to be used in the final version of Sonic Zero, and that was her invincibility theme. Because that didn't happen, well, the composer of that particular version uploaded the theme onto their SoundCloud, and you can listen to it there. Because Freedom Plant's music is loaded like externally, you can replace the invincibility theme with that if you so wish. Also, old rules means a much more jankier dragon boost. Now, I had the game crash on me when I was going between doors. So yeah. Nope. There's not enough any mooks that I can get another shield from. But yeah, we're also running with the old shield orb idea, where you collect enough orbs to create a shield, and I mean, also visual error right here. And of course, I lose the water shield as soon as I get it, just to show a visual error. But now, we also get to hear more of Lilac's earlier voice clips, the first takes. So, yeah, you can definitely tell there's a bit more nasal with that clip. So, yeah. But I'm going to tell you this right now, I am probably going to die to this next boss a lot, because we're playing with old rules here, it means a much more limited moveset. Lilac does not have her downwards kick like in the final. This is based off Beta Freedom Planet, so yeah, that was also that particular cutscene. That's based off an older version of the game's story. Supposedly, Nero was going to be way more antagonistic than she is in the final. Time to fight the boss that's a lot harder to do with the beta moveset, and on hard. So, yeah. Because I'm playing this on hard... come on down. There we go. Ugh. Aha! Ugh. Ah! There. So, this may take me a few tries because I'm already nervous. Those rocks actually hurt, so it's not just staying away from those scythes when it does that attack. Ah, if it can stop firing those beams, that would be nice. Ugh. Also, volume warning. Ugh. So, I forgot to go into who created this game. It was CrystalZeroChaos, I believe. If you're watching this, then you probably already know about a few of the issues that I'm encountering. Also, is it supposed to stay on this black screen? Because, I had to reset the game because, when I beat the stage as Spade, it did not take me back to the main menu. Anyways, I'll see you with, covering this as Spade, which will take a little bit less time due to the fact that Spade is easier to play as. Back in a moment. So, how about we play a Spade here? Yeah, we have another fan game that can play a Spade and such. And we go through Relic Maze as him. So, yeah, we know about this. Now, another thing you're probably asking, Giga, why haven't you covered Shenmue Architect yet? Well, it's one of those games I've been needing to try out myself, but I am bad with level creator games. Like, I say that as I am the one who creates a lot of Lemmings levels. I think I need my mind to fully commit to a level creation type of game. Like, for me to fully commit and explore my ideas. It's kind of why Mario Maker never hooked with me, and why I just felt so disappointed that Mario Maker 2 just held back on so much potential. Like, there could be a lot more that they could add, and they just gave us a final update before they go ambitious, and I am not a fan of that at all. And if Mario Maker 2 was the last Mario Maker, I would not miss it whatsoever. Especially with stuff like SMBX out there. But yeah. Like, I do honestly want to play Shenmue Architect. I just want to actually create a few levels myself. It's just I'm bad with anything that isn't NeoLemmix, admittedly. My imagination needs to spend some time with it. Anyways, there we go. Did the shortcut. Spade handles how he does in his like in his later alphas, where he doesn't handle the same way as he would have in the closest he got to the final game. He does handle similarly. Now, a little fun little factoid about the latest version of Freedom Planet. Spade and Torque's code, in terms of a playable character, has been completely dummied out. As in, if you tried to access playing as them through Cheat Engine, you will not be able to do so, due to the fact that unless further advancements with hacking the latest versions are made, trying to access Spade and Torque within those versions results in the game resetting. As in, you get booted back to the intro sequence and such. Another thing I should at least make mention is the logo of the game. Freedom Planet Debut's logo is based off is an unused sprite found within the game's data, or at least one of the game's betas, that was part of it. That was a logo part of the game's promotional artwork, meaning that it was considered that logo that was commissioned by Sabrina D. Nero, the logo and promotional artwork that was by Gashi Gashi. That was originally going to be used and such. Also, Spade can just simply skip the boss trigger. Watch. See? There we go. Now you see how dangerous those poison orbs can be. And Spade's the easier character to play as because he has some distancing with his cards. And, of course, his little dashes, which, again, they make Spade really fun to play as because the dashes can really do a lot. So, yeah. So, the Gashi Gashi art logo was supposed to stay in the final. And it was considered to be in the final, but that never did happen. Another thing that was also considered, I meant to do that, man, is Freedom Planet cursed or something? Because I'm not sure if because I shouldn't be able to do some of this, game-breaking stuff. I don't want to say this game's messier than this. This boss is really easy as him. As I said. Like, took him down in a few hits. I swore that took longer. Anyway, I'm not sure if I was supposed to take it down that fast. But, yeah. As I was saying about another thing that was found within the game's code, Also, let me show you that nothing is up here. Nothing is up here in Milo's path. Assuming that Milo will exist in debut. Because I'm not seeing any of her art anywhere and such, so... Either this is based off the idea before, like, Milo had... Like, before Strife had permission to use the Owu. But... In... in one of the prototypes, or at least something like that, a logo that says Ouya, like a text saying Ouya exists, meaning that supposedly a Ouya port was considered. And if you know about the Ouya, you know that it was a failure of a console, and it's one of those reasons why micro consoles are way too niche and have trouble in the market like this. But yeah, we're going to be speeding through, I said speeding through Relic Maze. I'm surprised that Relic Maze is the first stage playable and not, I don't know, Dragon Valley? But I digress. Now, for a Replica Freedom Planet engine known as the Kingdom framework, this plays really well, especially for beta standards. And I'm happy that Spade is playable here, because at the very least, if Spade isn't going to be playable anytime soon in official stuff, at least for right now, there could be a day where Spade will be playable in a, like in another game or something like that. If that standalone, solo game does exist, well, you bet I will definitely cover that. Anyways, folks came home, so I'll be right back. Anyways, after that strange glitch just happened, and folks, I'm just going to continue speeding through this. But yeah, the beta themed fan games and/or mods are definitely going to keep the speed up things. I was worried the game would have crashed because of the music, but hey. But as we march our way down here, that wasn't supposed to happen. Look at that. I think someone forgot to layer that correctly. Now let's fight the boss as Spade, and again, Spade's gonna have a little bit more of an easier time. And as you can tell, we even got a preemptive strike on that. It's always hard to hit the head of this thing. But we have to make sure we hit this thing correctly. Anyway, this boss is a little bit easier to manage with Spade due to him having a bit more range to him. However, this boss still hurts. I'm trying to get to the nearest health flower. This game does not use rings like the pre-alpha Replica, but it does. But it does use most things in the game's early days. There we go. I have to make an effort to go all the way over here. Was that supposed to happen? Just keeping it moving. I wouldn't have nearly as much trouble if I had Ah, my ears. Oh. Okay, you guys didn't see it. I'm not sure. I don't think that was supposed to happen with the camera, but Spade was laughing upon the defeat. 649. Oh, so we have a gem for every Pokemon up until Generation 5. So, yeah, I think that should about do it for this double feature episode. And I don't know when I'll do another first impression on one of these. It's either Kirby's Adventure or probably Havoc Fox from here. So, I'll be back in a moment. And that's our double feature. I really enjoyed the double feature I got to play, and I am especially impressed that there's a framework that can replicate Freedom Planet 1's physics, at least the beta Freedom Planet physics and such. But yeah, if you want to follow any series like this, you can hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, and you'll be on your way, but you don't have to if you don't want to. If you want to donate, there are a couple links in the description below. And I hope you're taking good care of yourself. I don't know when the next first impression will be. Maybe I'll record it ahead of time and you guys will see what that is. But this will likely go up after Ape Escape. Until then, I shall bid you adieu.